Faithfulness has a price tag, and today's readings show three people paying it. 1 Kings 20 gives us one of Scripture's greatest friendships. Jonathan knows his father wants David dead. He knows that if David lives, David will be king, not him. And he chooses David anyway. The covenant in the field is stunning. The Lord be between me and thee, and between my seed and thy seed forever. Jonathan literally signs away his future for his friend. Think of Sam carrying Frodo up Mount Doom, not because it was strategic, not because there was anything in it for him, but because the friendship itself was a thing worth protecting. Jonathan and David part weeping, but David more. The man who will one day be king is undone by the price his friend is paying for him. 1 Kings 21 that strips David down further. He arrives at Nob with no army, no provisions, no credibility. He begs bread from the priest Achimelech, takes down the showbread, bread reserved for the sanctuary. Then he flees to Gath, Goliath's city, the place where everyone knows his name and none of them like him. His survival strategy: pretend to be insane. He scrabbles at the gates and lets drool fall on his beard. The anointed future king of Israel, chosen by God, filled with the Spirit, drooling in the Philistine courtyard to stay alive. Faithfulness doesn't always look like glory. Sometimes it looks like this. Amos 1 and 2 broadens the lens. Amos is a shepherd from Tekoa, nobody's idea of a prophet. God pulls him from his flock and sends him north to Israel with a message nobody wants to hear. Nation by nation, God itemizes the crimes: slave trading, cruelty in war, crushing the poor, selling the just man for silver. And then the indictment of Israel: I brought you out of Egypt. I raised up prophets for you. And you told them, prophesy not. The cost of faithfulness for Amos was speaking truth to people who had already decided they didn't want it. Psalm 53 is David's prayer from exactly this moment, when even his own countrymen, the Ziphites, betray his location to Saul. Strangers have risen up against me. But the psalm doesn't end in despair. It ends where all of David's prayers end. Thou hast delivered me out of all trouble. Not because the trouble is over, because God's track record is sufficient. Jonathan paid with his throne. David paid with his dignity. Amos paid with his comfort. And all three kept going anyway. The question for today: faithfulness in your life has a cost right now. Are you paying it or negotiating it down? And in closing, Jonathan paid with his throne. David paid with his dignity, and both of them kept going. Today's readings, 1 Kings 20 and 21, Amos 1 and 2, and Psalm 53 are in the description. Open your Douay-Rheims and read along. Tomorrow, day 245, it'll be 1 Kings 22 and 23, Amos 3 and 4, and Psalm 54. David and Jonathan's covenant tested further. A Year of Grace is free to download. The link is in the description. If it has been a blessing, donation keeps going. God bless you. Keep reading, keep praying, and have a blessed day.